to the informational video for the state tutoring program Tutors. In this video, we will share with you general information, tutorials, and requirements.
So this is our state tutoring team. If you need help, please feel free to reach out to any of the four ladies that you see here on the screen. So we have Ebony McKitty, she's our state tutoring coordinator. If you are a school and you are going to be tutoring your own students, your points of contact are Lauren Spensley, who's a program specialist, or Laurel Cherry, who's also a program specialist, as well as Alexandra Ruiz. She is going to be your point of contact if you are a vendor providing services to different schools and districts.
The state tutoring grant is an individualized, supplemental, standards-based instruction. The outcome of tutoring is student academic progress encompassing measures of both proficiency and academic gain as stated in ASRS 15-241. Implementation of topics and requirements presented in this PowerPoint are mandatory for LEAs to receive payment from ADE. Key program points for tutors. General tutoring is not allowed with this grant, and as such, tutoring is centered around specific Arizona academic standards. Tutoring should not be used as a homework club or a drop-in program. Tutoring is not one-to-one. It is individually focused with no more than 5 students per group, but no less than 3. And of course, students should be engaging in work with each other and the tutor in a small group setting. As a tutor, you are responsible for the completion of the Certificate of Supplemental Instruction, or the CSI. It is make sure that it is updated and signed by parent and or guardian up to 3 times a year. Tutoring should be individually focused, again with no more than 5 students per group, but no less than 3. And of course, you are responsible for developing the methods to demonstrate academic progress on the identified standards. The state tutoring grant is a supplemental program, and if tutoring is taking place during school hours, it must not happen during core content courses. The list of core content areas are provided below.
Tutor responsibilities are as follows. Complete the tutor verification form and provide supporting documentation to principal or administrator for approval. Complete the state tutoring checklist before tutoring begins and submit to the state tutoring grant coordinator. Maintain current and accurate Certificate of Supplemental Instruction, CSI, for each student. Use data to determine AZ academic standards for individual instructional focus, provide evidence of academic progress, and complete the CSI up to 3 times per year. This is a continuation of the previous list of tutor responsibilities. Maintain the following records: sign-in sheets, updated and accurate CSI for each student. Log tutoring hours into ADE Connect weekly, which your coordinator will verify. If they are not updated, you may not be paid. Provide planned, targeted instruction that is supplemental to classroom first instruction. Communicate to parents, teacher of record, and administration as to the status of academic progress, including measures of proficiency and growth.
One very important form that needs to be submitted for every single tutor is the tutor verification form. The tutor verification form requires teachers and providers to document evidence that they are indeed highly qualified to provide services in a specific content area. All tutors must complete this, as well as provide the documentation, including transcripts or certificates or credentials, to their administrator. Those will be kept on the school site. Please refer to the accountability section of the school announcement letter for more details. In gold, you can find where the tutor verification form can be located. And again, making sure that all of this documentation is submitted to your principal or your vendor administrator. So this slide is just a visual of what that tutor verification form looks like. Please look through this form carefully. identifying what category best identifies you. Are you working with K-6 students, or are you working with middle and high school students, which are grades 7 through 12? Make sure that you check off each area that makes you a highly qualified tutor. So please review the eligibility requirements as stated on this form.
Certificates of Supplemental Instruction, otherwise known as CSIs. The tutor is responsible for filling out all portions of the certificate and obtaining other involved parties' signatures. Completed certificates should be kept at the site of tutoring. Vendors may keep it with their respective business office. The certificate is used to initiate an agreement of tutoring between the tutor and student and parent guardian. Before any tutoring is to take place, it should be filled out completely. The certificate is to be completed up to 3 times per year with the correct time checked on the form and update targeted standards and academic progress measures. This list is continued from the previous slide about certificates of supplemental instruction. They will also include student information. The SSID number, date of birth, and relevant eligibility checkboxes must be recorded on the document. Arizona academic standards. Areas to be tutored must be relatable to what the student's needs are in the areas of math and/or reading, writing, ELA. Specific state standards must be listed. To improve reading is not acceptable. Tutoring dates should be filled out prior to tutoring beginning and should match what is to be logged on the sign-in sheets. This can be adjusted later to reflect major changes. Communication. Indicate how and when tutor will communicate with parents. Signatures and contact information. Tutors sign and date. Parent signs and dates and provides contact information. Principal to sign if tutoring is during teacher prep time. With each new CSI, beginning, middle, end, a principal, CEO, or administrator signs the previous CSI for an attestation of improvement.
It is extremely important before any tutoring services are provided that the number of sessions has been predetermined prior to beginning tutoring. That means that when you are completing your CSI, it needs to be clearly stated as to when tutoring services will be provided. Please note that the maximum number of tutoring hours is 80 hours for the 22-23 school year. You can see the snapshot here on the slide of what that looks like, but again, making sure that this is predetermined before any services are provided. One important aspect of each tutoring session is the sign-in sheet. So anytime you are working with a student, it is imperative that you have them sign in. This helps us track the student, their grade level, which content area they are getting support in. And this also needs to be in direct alignment with the hours that are logged by the tutor. So without this verification, we have no way to track which students are receiving services and if that's truly in line with the tutor hours. So it is important that this is turned in every single week to your site administrator or your coordinator.
ADE Connect is located on the main page of the Arizona Department of Education website, and it is where you will go to input your hours for the state tutoring grant program. ADE Connect is a system in which all student information and tutor information, including hours, will be entered. Please make sure that you have a valid fingerprint clearance card number to log in as a tutor and/or coordinator. Please work with your district to make sure tutors and coordinators have access to ADE Connect. Documentation is required to participate in the state tutoring program. All documents must be signed, dated, and provided to your state tutoring grant coordinator to be uploaded into the EMAC system. Below is the list of forms that will be reviewed by the ADE state tutoring program. Your tutor verification form, your state tutor checklist, your certificate of supplemental instruction for each of your students, and sign-in sheets that are signed and/or initialed by attending students. Please verify that you have attended and/or viewed this presentation by completing the Microsoft form under the Tutor tab, found under Other Important Documentation. This step is required, and please note the date that this survey was completed on your Tutor checklist. The State Tutoring Program is an individualized, supplemental, standards-based instruction program. The outcome of tutoring is student academic progress encompassing measures of both proficiency and academic gains as stated in ASRS 15-241. Implementation of topics and requirements presented in this PowerPoint are mandatory for an LEA to receive payment from ADE.